Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show, brought to you by FanDuel, the official sports book provider of Bluff City Media and the Two Bucks. I'm Rusty Buckets, here with my guy Drew Gann, full of Christmas cheer, spirit, eggnog, something as he's bouncing around in that hat over there. Welcome to the show, Drew Gann. How are you, sir?
What is up? Thank you, Jared, for hanging out for me yesterday. Wild day. Sick wife, post-birthday. Ate too much cake, I guess. I don't know. Just a busy couple of days. Thankfully, I was able to make it here today with everybody. I'm jolly for many reasons. Christmas is 6 days away, the best day of the year. But it's the second best day of the year this year because Ole Miss plays in a playoff game tomorrow. And so I got Ole Miss. Christmas. Yes.
We'll get to all of that and more later. But speaking of, brought to you by
Rusty, remind everybody when the Mayo Bowl is.
January 2nd. We're in a bowl, and I'm happy to be there. It's more bowl practice for Kamario Taylor. We'll get into all that here in a little bit. I'm excited about that. But speaking of our sponsors, Grind City Brewing has Alabama Shakes tickets live right now. Go to their Instagram page. Click on their story. Click on the link. Go pick up your tickets. It's going to be an amazing show. April 22nd, 2026. It's the first show that will be live in their new amphitheater. So y'all go get your tickets. Get them while they're hot. They're going like hotcakes. Hop on there and pick them up today. It's going to be an amazing show. The Alabama Shakes are fantastic. Fantastic. Go check them out.
Come on, Brittany.
You got to hold on, baby. But, yeah, as King Meek says here, go hit that like button, turn those notifications on, subscribe to the channel. It does more for us than it will ever do for you. We appreciate that very much. You'll know when all the other great shows go live, and including this one, not lumping that in with the great shows, but you'll know when we go live. So y'all come hang out with us.
If all the other shows are great, this one is stupendous. Extra stupendous. All right. But there is just a race for second on this network.
That's right. And you can spend every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. Central with the best show on this network. And on Fridays, we have our own special brand of buffoonery that we like to do. And this one is no different, except maybe a bit more jolly.
It is the Friday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. We're the Two Bucks. We're on Bluff City Media's YouTube and X page and Rusty's Facebook because he is 76 years old. And it's a Friday edition of the show. And if you listen to this at all, and if you haven't, let me tell you for the first time. The first segment of our show is just us two buffoons who've been friends for 10 years doing buffoonery, debauchery even. G to PG rated debauchery. And on Fridays, we do our big three. That's where we come up with a theme. And we just pick three things underneath these themes, and we just try to let everybody decide who has the best list. So the theme this week is Christmas songs because it is the season to be merry, and I'm feeling quite jolly. So we're going to do Christmas songs, Rusty.
We are going to do Christmas songs. We flipped a coin in the green room prior to this show to determine who goes first. Uncle Buck won the coin toss fair and square. So he gets the first pick of three. And like you said, it's Christmas songs. No holds bar, whatever tickles your fancy as a Christmas song. Uncle Buck, you have the floor.
Yes, so this is easy. It's a 101 for me. I'm pretty traditional with my Christmas music with one exception. And this song is now, I believe, just set the record for most weeks at number one. And it's because every year, the week after Thanksgiving until New Year's, the number one song of all time is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. It is the only Mariah Carey song I know and sing, and I have no guilt or shame involved in telling you that All I Want for Christmas Is You is the GOAT of Christmas songs.
Man, I couldn't. That went a hard left. Like couldn't have picked that out in a million years. Never would have dreamed that song. It's the only time they let Mariah Carey out of her cave. I get it. Like it's catchy. Like you hear it. Like Maggie and I were in Target like the week of Thanksgiving, and it came on, and I was like, oh, I got the shivers because there it was. But
here we go. It's
yeah,
time.
it's here. It's here. That took a hard left that I did not see coming. But for me, I'm going to go the ultimate Christmas anthem, workout song, amp up song. And it's the Carol of the Bells. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, just absolute rock out to it. Trans-Siberian Orchestra does an amazing job with that song. Gets me hyped. It makes me think of Dwight and the Office Christmas theme, the Office Christmas episode, one of the many. But I love Carol of the Bells, and that's my first pick.
Carol of the Bells is great. The problem is it's not a very sing-along song, like the words.
No, but it's a headbanging.
It's a dun dun. If you hear like Trans-Siberian Orchestra do "Carol of the Bells," it's amazing. But I
worked out this morning actually, and it was 10 out of 10.
It's great. We sang it in our school choir when I was in high school, and so that's why I feel like I know more words than most when it comes to "Carol of the Bells." But it is very much it's got to be the right performance of "Carol of the Bells." I don't want like the little ding-dongy version of Carol of the Bells. It needs the full band, a little bass. You know, you got to have the full Carol of the Bells.
A lot of bass.
You brought up The Office, which leads me to my next pick. And Little Drummer Boy is probably my favorite message of any Christmas song ever. Like, I love Little Drummer Boy. It's great. It's not the most sing-along. But I've already got Mariah Carey, which is the most sing-along Christmas song ever.
My favorite Christmas meme is around Little Drummer Boy, where it's like, this lady just had a baby. You know what she needs? A drum solo.
So, my next pick is The Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, that one, or there's one. It's like Mary just had a baby. Oh, I'm so thankful for all these gifts that apply to an infant. You know, frankincense, gold, myrrh, a drum solo, just what babies need.
But that's all he had to give him, Rusty. He had nothing else to his name.
I get it.
But dang it, I can play my drum for you. And if that's not how you should approach baby Jesus, then I don't know how else you're supposed to approach him.
I mean, I get it. Listen, man, you do what you do with all your might unto the Lord, whatever it is. You know, I believe that's 2 Corinthians, I believe is where that is. 1 Corinthians, one of those. I get it. Go play the fool out of your snare drum for the Lord. I appreciate that.
That's it.
But I don't think that Mary and sleeping baby Jesus did. But anyway, I'm going to go a little bit.
You know, I've had babies before. Trust me. If that baby's sleeping, the last thing you're doing is playing those drums. Somebody tell that kid to get out of here. Baby Jesus just fell asleep.
Y'all got a new little one coming up in January, and you best believe I'm going to show up at the hospital with a snare drum now.
You better not.
Right. Yeah, you know, damn the cigars. I'm showing up with a snare drum and just gonna wear it out.
That's funny.
That might get me kicked out faster than if I showed up with a smoking cigar. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna go a little bit off the beaten path. I'm gonna go with the 12 Days of Christmas, but not those 12 Days of Christmas. Jeff Foxworthy redneck 12 Days of Christmas. I'm talking 5 flannel shirts, 4 hunting dogs, like 3 Mustang tires, like the whole thing. It's an incredible, like that to me is my childhood of Christmas. My dad had a 1994 maroon Ford Ranger. It was a 5-speed single cab, the Danger Ranger, and we gave that thing all it wanted, man. That was a tough truck. But in the cassette player, we had the Jeff Foxworthy specials and his songs, and our favorite was the redneck 12 Days of Christmas.
5 flannels, 4 big tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and a parts to a Mustang GT.
What is it? Is it 6 cans or how many cans
6
of
cans of Spam?
Yeah, 6 cans of Spam. Again, I get the ultimate Christmas song for those of us who grew up in North Mississippi.
I can tell you right now, if Cousin Kirk was in the chat right now, he could list them. It wouldn't even matter if it was the middle of June. He could list you the 12 items in the Jeff Foxworthy's 12 Redneck Days of Christmas. Which reminds me, and this is an honorable mention for me before I give you my last one. This is turned into so Mississippi, and I'm sorry. But the Larry the Cable Guy Christmas spoof songs, Silent Farts or Hark the Hair-Lipped Angel. I could go for days about those. My last pick, okay, that's funny. I will take Oh Holy Silent Night. I think I'll take them both. I don't know.
You gonna take them both? How
If
does
you
that
can
work?
use the transitive property, can't you take both? No.
I mean, you can do them as a medley, I guess.
I'll do Oh Holy Night. I like the melody of it. It's easy and fun to sing, and I wanted just a straight up traditional one.
Sure.
So yeah, I'll do Oh Holy Night.
Yeah, I'm not going traditional. I like traditional ones. They're fantastic. I'm very like Go Tell It on the Mountain, Joy to the World. Like there's so many good Christmas songs.
I got to listen. Go Tell It on the Mountain's pretty high on my list after the performance I saw last Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to go a bit off the beaten path one more time because it makes me think about Home Alone, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Home Alone 2, and it's rocking around the Christmas tree when he's setting up the house and they're having the party and the robbers, the sticky bandits, think that the house is full. It's to rocking around the Christmas tree, and so that's what I'm going to go with for my last one, rocking around the Christmas tree.
That's good. There was one other that I was trying to remember. This was very off the cuff for me. And so I know there's some that I've just forgotten that I'll regret.
So Need to Breathe did a medley with Multiplied into Go Tell It on the Mountain at the show last weekend, which was really,
amazing.
really well. It was really well done. It was cool.
What's the la 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 la? 'Tis the season to be.
Hark the herald angels sing. Fa la 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 la.
Yeah,
that's it, right?
That reminds me of the opening scene of Christmas Vacation. Take it, Russ. La 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 la
la la. I think I mean there's so many good ones, right? Like Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Jalen's talking about here.
That's White Christmas, right? No. Yeah.
Jack Frost. Yeah, that's White Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Extremely racist.
Mm-hmm.
We canceled White Christmas. We canceled.
It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside. Can't. Nope.
Yeah. Can't do either. I like it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, which it was over the weekend, how cold it was. But then it's going to be 70 degrees on Christmas Day. So it's beginning to look a lot like early summer, I guess.
It's beginning to look a lot like October. Can I give you my hottest take for a Christian, like a religious song at Christmas time that I don't like?
Yeah.
Mary, did you know?
Yeah.
It's overdone.
I get that.
Everybody's got a Mary, did you know? I feel like that's the song I hear second most to Mariah Carey. Mm-hmm. And Mariah Carey is just superior to Mark Lowry's version of Mary, Did You Know? And
Mark Lowry's version is pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, no, Mark Lowry is the original writer of Mary, Did You Know?
I was thinking there's a comedian, Mark Lowry, who does a kind of a bit around it.
He is a comedian as well. He's a Gaither and he's a comedian, but he wrote the original as well. He may have wrote a spoof to his own song, but
he does the bit around it about like answering the questions, which is funny. But yeah, it is Deck the Halls. Shout out to Jared. It is Deck the Halls. We couldn't remember the name. Yeah. It's Deck the Halls. But I mean, there's so many good Christmas songs. We barely scratched the surface of them here. So many spoof Christmas songs as well. I saw an advertisement. Speaking of spoof, I saw an advertisement for Nate Bargatze's tour coming up, and he did a play on the SNL George Washington, but at Christmas as the Angel of the Lord.
Oh, that was last year. He did a Christmas special on ABC, and he did that.
Well, they use that as an advertisement, and it's like, are there songs about me? Yes, Mary. Are there songs about us? Yes, wise men. Joseph's like, how many songs are about me? And he just keeps right on going. It just completely ignores him.
Yeah, no, Joseph is the most forgotten person in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like ultimate carry. Like Mary carries him, and then he just kind of goes away. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's our Christmas songs for this Friday. As we're feeling jolly, there will be no show next Friday. Just to go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way, we're going to have all three of our live shows Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. We're taking Thursday off to be with our family as well as Friday. So we will see y'all Monday through Wednesday next week. No shows next Thursday and Friday. King Mix is asking for our top 3 movies of all time. Drew, I mean, I got nothing else to do today. You get we won't go back and forth. We'll probably have some of the same ones, but give me your top 3 Christmas movies of all time.
Okay. I like doing this quicker and off the top of my head. Obviously, I think both of us will share Christmas Vacation. That's number one on my list.
That's our favorites. Yep.
the original Santa Claus with Tim Allen, where he murders Santa and then takes the reins for himself. It's a real backstabbing situation. That's one of my favorites. Then one other one. Listen, it's for the kids mainly, but we watch it every year. Is Elf? Elf, I love Elf.
Yeah,
and Home Alone. They love Home Alone as well. So.
Yeah, Elf is
Die
fine.
Hard. Die Hard.
Yeah, whatever. Uh-oh. Haley is in the comments.
Uh-oh. Did she tell me to call her back?
That's a horrible take, period. Mary, did you know, is for all
Quit
the mamas.
YouTubing and driving, please. You're carrying our 36-week-old baby in your belly. Get off your phone and drive.
Yeah. I'm going to go, so Christmas Vacation is the GOAT. Love Christmas Vacation. My second favorite would be the 1964 Rudolph with Yukon Cornelius and the Bumble.
The
and
claymation.
all, like the claymation, like the Island of Misfit Toys. Like Yukon Cornelius is about that life. He's been open carrying, got a big sawtooth Bowie knife and an ice pick on his front belt. He is about that action, cuz. So give me all the Yukon Cornelius. And then I guess for my last one, there's so many options. Like I do love Home Alone, Home Alone 2. I Red 1 was actually pretty good last year. The original Christmas Chronicles is pretty good. But I want to stay nostalgic and old school for my final one and go Charlie Brown Christmas. Just a little sad tree and all the peanut lore. I do like the Charlie Brown Christmas special. So I guess those would be my three. Says the guy who looks like, listen, Southpaw, you are on my Christmas list now. Says the guy who looks like Yukon Cornelius. I wish I had the full hair and long mane that Yukon Cornelius has, but I'm going to take that. I appreciate that.
I'm pretty sure that that Haley was watching Christmas with the Alpaca Farm yesterday. So we need to rank the worst Christmas movie titles of all time.
Just go to Hallmark and look at all of them.
all
of the Christmas movies on Hallmark. Yeah,
he falls in love with the alpaca.
Gremlins is amazing. Oh, I saw an Instagram account. It popped up in my reels the other day of this guy who is playing the guy that gets left in all the Hallmark movies. And he's like, yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been a year since Jessica left me. I'm now at the top of my company. I'm a top producer. I'm running the Boston Marathon, blah, blah, blah. She and her and Nick moved in together. Well, his business as a Yuletide log carver failed. And now they're living with his parents in the barn. And they're having a hard time making it. It's hilarious. Like top tier comedy for an Instagram reel.
That's funny. All right.
And listen, King Minx is asking, it's trendy to say that it's a Christmas movie. But like, it's a slippery slope. My take on it is it happens at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie, because then where does it end? There are so many movies that happen around Christmas and the holidays, but like, it is not a Christmas themed movie. It's just a movie that happens at Christmas.
Sorry. Did you miss the part where Bruce Willis paints with blood on the guy's shirt? Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a gun.
I get it. No, I get it.
Or it happening during a Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza?
Which is why they no longer have big corporate Christmas parties.
Christmas is everywhere in that movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It doesn't have to be about Christmas for it to be Christmas. Elf is not about Christmas. It's about an elf. If you want to go down just pick one.
It's about the North Pole and Santa. The whole thing is Christmas. What are you talking about?
Die Hard is about a terrorist attack that happens on Christmas at a Christmas party with a Santa impersonator. Like, it's Christmas.
It's
Christmas.
It's trendy to say it is, but it's not. We're not trendy around here. We're sticking to our guns
it's not
here.
It's not trendy. It's fact.
Movie. It's something. You know what's fact? The Memphis Grizzlies play basketball tomorrow night, and that's what we're going to talk about next.
Well, we have. This is the $2 Sports Show. Welcome to segment number 2 with the $2. Uncle Buck and Rusty over here to my left. We've got our holliness out of the way, one would think, but it will permeate throughout the rest of this episode because I'm wearing this hat, and it's just I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones, and we're gonna carry that jolliness into our Memphis Grizzlies segment. The Grizzlies have 2 nights off. They were off last night, off tonight before playing the Washington Wizards. The Hapless. Their game is as ugly as their jerseys, which we will get to in just a second.
Lord.
And so you get your first win on the road against a team over 500, get Ja back and get Cam Spencer back and extend the win streak.
I like that. I like that plan. You kind of teased it a little bit. That's how we were going to lead this thing in, is talking about what is the worst uniform that I've seen in the NBA since they had the debacle with the sleeved jerseys. The Washington Wizards are wearing a duty brown on their uniforms tomorrow night for their city edition. Honestly, I've seen some bad city editions, and this one laps all of them.
It's like a gray poupon. It's not like a total mustard, but it's got some peppers in it. It's like a spicy.
It looks
brown
like somebody. It looks like somebody did poop on this jersey, and they put gray poupon mustard underneath it.
I feel like it's pretty fitting, if I'm being honest with you. The Washington Wizards are awful, and we're setting ourselves up to lose tomorrow night.
I mean,
tonight.
Surely not. This is a game. We've seen Jaren start to bully two really, really good front courts in the Clippers. He gave Zubac work against the towers that are the Minnesota Timberwolves. He went body for body with Julius Randle, Paul's immunity. He played well with Jaden McDaniels draped all over him, and Rudy Gobert. So he went at some good bigs in Minnesota. Washington really doesn't have one. Alex Sarr is their center. That's a guy that Jaren can easily take and continue this trend of dominant basketball, but it's also a good opportunity. Jared was talking about not starting Brandon Clark. I think this is a great game to start Brandon Clark because it makes you even more athletic and you can run this team into the ground early. BC looked really good and really athletic in the early parts of that Minnesota game. He got tired late. It is a Marvin Bagley revenge game. He does play for the Wizards.
Does he play for the Wizards, or is he just going to wear the jersey?
He wears the jerseys to the ire of many Memphis Grizzlies fans that wanted to re-sign him in the offseason. Glad he didn't re-sign because our front court's working out pretty good once Edey gets back off of this little timeout. But, Drew, this feels like a game that we can continue our momentum and continue our trek to 500 by officially getting to 500 tomorrow night.
Yeah, we prognosticated about the potential of the Grizzlies getting over 500 before the turn of the new year. We're at December the 19th here, and we're one win away from the Washington Wizards tomorrow night from getting to 500. I think we all thought that the Minnesota game on the road would be a setback. We wouldn't have picked the Grizzlies to win that game, but they went out and won it. And so you have a real opportunity here to get a streak going, to continue the hot streak. They're 5-2 in their last 10. In their last 7, in the third of the 10-game stints that we are measuring the season by this year. And if you look up, the second stint was 4-6, but you started 0-4, finished 4-2, so you're 9-4 in your last 13 games, and that is a hot streak by NBA standards. And so you're moving on up, you're figuring things out. The offense is working despite who is or is not playing right now. And you've had a lot of a benefit of playing bad teams. And so you get another bad team here, and you hope to capitalize on it, get to 6-2 in this 10-game stretch.
Yeah, and it's easy. It should be an easy game to do it in. The Grizzlies are an 87.6% favorite. They don't have FanDuel lines on this game yet, but ESPN gives us an almost 90% chance to win the game. I'm going to be in the building tomorrow night watching the horrendous uniforms that the Wizards are playing. And the Grizzlies will be in the great city, like the classic edition, which are chef's kiss, so much better. But I think this is a game where we can continue our momentum. It looks like the team is figuring it out. I like that. We only had 10 guys dressed the other night, but 7 got over 20 minutes. So even inside of that, we had a reduced rotation. And I like that. I like that gives us some momentum. It gives us something to build with. And I think this team is pointing in the right direction. You got a tilt with Oklahoma City on the other side of this. And so it's not, that one's not looking real pretty. But this is an opportunity to ride some momentum into that game. And again, you play these games, you never know what's going to happen. We were with Oklahoma City late in that game. Not saying that we're going to go out there and beat them on Monday, but get a win while you can. Might as well go out there on a 3-game winning streak and then just let the chips fall as they may.
Yeah. Listen, you've got to win this game. You screwed up and lost to the Utah Jazz at home. You've got to beat the Wizards. This team and this record is built on beating bad teams. and losing to good teams. And that's why we are around 500 right now. So you finally got one up, or basically you balance the scales because you answered a Utah loss with a Minnesota road win. So you even those two out. Now you've got to go and get another win over a bad team.
Yeah, and this Washington team is abysmal. Like Marvin Bagley's dressed out, dressed out, but he doesn't play. Sarr is averaging 19-6, but they are 4-21. 4-21 on the season. They just lost to the Spurs after beating the Pacers. Their only wins this year are the Pacers, the Bucks, the Hawks, and you got to go way back to the Mavericks on the second game of the season. This team is ugly. Like, don't play with your food. Like Wayno says here, you cannot take a night off in the NBA. We saw that against the Jazz. We do not need to see it again against the Wizards. Go get a win and head into that Oklahoma City game 3-0 again. You're 1-12 against teams above 500 now. You never know what'll happen if you can have some momentum going in.
Yeah, go and beat the brakes off of them, and Jaren go be dominant. I've loved what I've seen out of Jaren. I didn't get to talk about it yesterday, and I won't belabor it today. It's just a different person. I said in the group chat, I don't know if you mentioned this or attributed it to me yesterday, but Jaren is like he started the season trying vegan. And he was just like, the diet just wasn't being good. He didn't have the energy. And over the weekend, he ate a steak for the first time in 3 months. And now it's just like, I've got my powers back. And so we've got meat-eating Jaren here who is acting like a carnivore again. And so just keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I did not attribute you that or say that yesterday. That's a phenomenal point. But it looked like Jaren of old, and we need that to continue. He looked more assertive, more aggressive, more quick and decisive. He wasn't overthinking it, wasn't being passive, and it led to some great scores and quite possibly the best assist of his entire career when he hit Jock Landale on that elbow three. It was just amazing. So Jaren needs to continue. Would love to see Killicam back. Don't know what's going on with his family. You know, again, thoughts and prayers to the Spencer family. Hopefully that both him and Pat are back playing this weekend. And hopefully we get Ja. Ja being on crutches doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be out tomorrow night. It could just be precautionary, getting as much weight off it as he can. I mean, he was questionable up until tip-off where he became doubtful and then out. So I look for him to be questionable again today on the injury report that'll come out heading into tomorrow. Very similar situation. He'll go through shoot around today and some drills to see how it feels. And then tomorrow, again, same thing, have an early shoot around, test the ankle. And if he feels good, he plays. I don't know that he will, just given that it's the Wizards and they're 4-21. And if we can get away with the win without him, give him one more rest day before he plays at Oklahoma City on Monday, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but I look for him to at least be questionable on today's injury report.
All right, so give me a middle of the road unbiased answer here. Take your Grizzlies fandom out of it, your Ja fandom. For me, something it seems weird that you're questionable, and which would imply that you are going to give it a run, see what you got, only to be listed as doubtful, which means it didn't go well or you're not ready yet. And then to be on crutches afterwards. Like, that seems like crutches, I can understand the preventative nature of crutches, getting off of it and whatnot. But if you were, like, inching toward, like, an inch away from playing, why would you be on crutches? Shouldn't you be past that at this point?
Yes and no. Like,
it's
honestly,
not a boot. I can see a boot. I don't understand the crutches.
So the crutches, it's the same thing as a boot. It's just a little bit more dramatic. Both of them are offloading. Both of them take weight off the ankle. Obviously, the crutches take more weight off the ankle. I truly think it's just being extra precautionary. I think that, like, probably what happened, that's also accurate. I think probably what happened was he was feeling it out, seeing how it went. He tested it out. It hurt more than he thought, or it hurt more than they thought, because he wasn't on crutches at the end of the game or after the game when he tweaked it against the Clippers. And I think they were just being extra cautious. Honestly, it's about the same, whether it's a boot or crutches for offloading the ankle. One of them just looks worse than the other.
Yeah, I mean, and I get the mechanics of it, I guess, but it does imply a more severe injury, because it's not like, instead of just immobilizing the ankle, it's like you're not putting any weight on your foot at all. Like that to me, to my uneducated brain, does sound a little bit more of an alarm than if I'd have saw him on a boot. I've heard you talk about a boot not being a big deal in the past, and I buy that. This was different, though.
Again, the optics are are worse. It does look worse, but again, he could be on crutches. It could have been more swollen and sore, like Jared says here in the comments. And they just decided to be extra careful. I'm curious what it'll look like at practice today. We should get some videos from DeMichael at practice today. We'll see what that looks like, but I'd imagine he's going to test it today and see. But again, I'm not going to be alarmed or upset or concerned or whatever if he doesn't play tomorrow night because of who the opponent is. Give him an extra day of rest. Be ready to go for Oklahoma City on Monday. Like I wouldn't hate that either.
Yeah, I think you can. There's a definite track record from the Memphis Grizzlies medical staff that likes to play it slow to give plenty of time for you to come back, and I get all of that. It's just like you don't see crutches very often, and given the fact that we have seen, and this is trigger warning, I guess, but like we've seen injuries that look harmless end up being season-ending before out of nowhere. Like it was just like, what the crap happened? And just like with Edey, like you finish the game, then you're out 4 weeks. It's like, are we seeing something like that? Did we get our hopes up? Was there a setback?
I don't think so on either one. I think if we're slow tanking and we're tanking, then yeah, they're going to shut John down for a long time.
Tanking. Yeah,
you didn't let me finish. I said if we are, we'll see him on crutches and go on it for a long time. We are not, so I anticipate him being back next week. Same with Zach Edey. Zach Edey just had some inflammation, probably around the bone, in the ankle, on imaging that they saw, and they said, look, there's no point in rushing this back. We're winning. We've got a lighter schedule coming up. We're going to shut him down for 4 weeks, protect the asset, let it heal a bit more, and get ready to go. It's not like he is not working out or practicing or that kind of stuff. He's just not playing like game time. Like he's not actually playing game minutes and probably not doing 5-on-5. But he's still going to be working out. He's still going to be doing things. So I'm sure Edey will be fine and be back to normal in 4 weeks. I'll look for Ja to be the same way over the course of the next week.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's our Grizzlies talk. We will address the injury report should it come out during the show. It'll likely come out a bit later, but if it does come out during the show, we will talk about it and discuss what it means for the game tomorrow night. But in the meantime, we have a football game tonight. Then we got 3 biggins tomorrow as the college football playoff first round kicks off. We're going to break down and pick all of those games right after this commercial break.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem.
Cam Spencer, the aforementioned Cam Spencer, he is 13 of 16 from 3 his last 2 games.
You want to draft him over me? Tell him, Cam.
He's great.
When we lost Dylan, it was like it took away a soul of this team. Cam embodies competitive nature, spirit through and through. He'll supersede all of what he can't do. It's just a energy that he has. The basketball, the shot making has been fantastic, and it's not the threes. The percentage at which he shot the threes has been fine, but these are not catch and shoot threes. These are off the dribble, sidestep, behind the screen, coming off a dribble handoff. And so, yeah, it's been fun to see him be able to show people what he can do.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Welcome back to the Friday edition of the $2 Sports Show, the jolliest edition of the show of the season so far, until Monday, because it's only getting jollier. It's only getting jollier. We are on Bluff City Media's YouTube, X, and Rusty's Facebook page. If you are watching this anywhere other than YouTube, I would like to take a minute to cordially invite everybody to mosey on over to YouTube. We've got all of our friends in the comments. This show is only half as good as the comment section. And so Jared, Wayno, King Meeks, all the normal people are over here having it out in the comment section, and that's where you need to be as well.
That's exactly right. And so as we transition to college football, we do lose one Wayno. He's still going to be here listening, probably not interacting as much because they play a different style of football, a worse style of football over there in Australia. Although rugby is pretty awesome. But anyway, we're going to talk about some college football, including some new phrasing on I'm returning to school. At least we're calling a spade here, but this was the announcement made by Texas A&M yesterday that Mario Craver has signed a contract extension to return to Texas A&M on an NIL deal and play football for the Aggies again next year. The Horn Mississippi State Bulldog inks a new deal that will make him the highest paid receiver in Texas A&M history. It's just wild that this is where we're at
until
right
the
now.
next receiver.
I mean,
I'm kind of with you. Like, call it what you want to call it. At least we're just addressing it at face value. Like these are mercenaries. These are arms for hire, and they are serving 1-year contracts, 4 to 5 1-year contracts, or in the case of TJ Finley, 18 1-year contracts, and just constantly driving their own dollar up. Listen, there's no better business to be in right now than an agent representing a college football player, because every year you get to renegotiate, and the players have all the leverage, and at least we're done with the charade of he's staying here because he loves the class rings that they give out at Texas A&M, and he loves the male cheerleaders and the little lassie dog that they walk out on the field every day. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about who can pay me the most and, 1B chance to win.
And this is where we're at now, given the nature and the landscape of college football. I do think that there's going to be some years added to these contracts for some of these higher sums. Like, that feels like the next progression now that we've let all the horses out of the barn.
Not without legislation, there's not going to be.
That's what I'm saying. We've let all the horses out of the barn. There's going to have to be some kind of drastic intervention, because we know the NCAA ain't going to do anything. It's going to have to come from some kind of federal, like FTC or something like that, to regulate what these contracts look like. Otherwise, the consumer, aka us / not us directly, but us in large, that are paying for these contracts through NIL, through ticket sales, through that kind of stuff, are just going to foot a bill for a rent-a-player year after year after year. And this is what we're heading towards. Is truly a contract extension, and no longer, like Drew said, for the love of the game.
No, I mean, listen, this is going to be the reason why the P4 breaks away, is because you cannot be given a legalized monopoly if you are the NBA, if the NCAA, and so NCAA, you're not going to be able to get that legalized monopoly from the government that you would need. So they're just going to break off, say like, oh, we're a monopoly, legalize us, we'll fall underneath whatever your federal guidelines need to be for this to happen. And then in order to be a part of this legalized monopoly, you're going to, be required by certain institutions to sign a multi-year deal.
Exactly. And that's where it needs to head, I think. But for now, this is what we get. 1-year rent-a-cops or rent-a players. as they go school to school. We didn't talk about TJ Finley. That's wild. He's going to his 7th year of school. Memphis does play this afternoon, King Meeks. They play NC State at 2:30 in the Gasparilla Bowl. But what we're talking about, we're talking about the games that have heavy implications for the college football national championship game that will be played on January the 19th in Miami, Florida. We've got the first round of the college football playoff kicking off tonight with Alabama and Oklahoma. But we're going to start in the same order that we went this week, talking about these games, breaking them down. Drew, tomorrow night, 6:30, the primetime slot on Saturday night on TNT, we're going to have a Moida in Savannah, as Michael Scott once said. That's how that came out. James Madison travels to Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon to face Puddles and the Ducks, where they're a 20.5-point underdog. Drew, who are you taking in this game?
The best mascot in sports, Puddles the Duck. He deserves this. The Oregon's going to beat him they're going to win. They're going to cover. Listen, James Madison's a great story. They've only been in Division I for 4 years, I think. 4 or 5 years. It's a good story, but unfortunately, just because of the way that the guidelines, the rubric was set up by the NCAA and the selection committee, is you got 2 G5 schools in there, and of the G5 schools that I think can be competitive against their opponents, they are the least of the 2. I think
and that's
that
nothing
Oregon,
against JMU.
It's not, and even Nick Saban, of course, and I take everything Nick Saban says with a grain of salt after his lane debauchery, he just bold-faced lying to everybody about his opinions. He kind of stamped a G5 playoff yesterday, which I said on the show a couple weeks ago with Kenny and with Trey Lasley, is I would be in favor of that too if I was a G5 school, but it does seem like a second-rate kind of thing. But either way, I don't think JMU can hang athletically with Oregon. And so I think Oregon wins. I think it being a night game definitely doesn't help it. And, Oregon minus 20.5 for sure.
Yeah. I'm going the same direction. FanDuel has it set at minus 20.5. I'm taking the Ducks to cover. I think this game will be close for the first 3 possessions, and then Oregon's going to be up 2 touchdowns. And look, the difference is not skill players. James Madison has speed. They're one of the top rushing attacks in the country. They're a top 5 rushing offense against a top 5 rushing defense, but these two are not the same. They played Louisville, who is the number 21 overall total defense. Oregon is the number 20 overall total defense, and Louisville beat them by 2 touchdowns. Oregon's a better team than Louisville, top to bottom. The difference in G5 and P4 schools is in the offensive and defensive line. And that's where you got, because you'll have three deep athletes at every position on both sides of the football in the trenches, and James Madison just can't hang with that. They might can for maybe the first 3 possessions, but after that, Oregon's going to lean on them, have their way. Oregon runs the ball very, very well. They pressure the quarterback well. James Madison doesn't throw the ball overly well, and Oregon has one of the best corners in the country. This game's not close. Like you said, there's a matchup on here we're going to talk about next where a G5 team could be competitive, but it ain't this one. Ducks and the Puddles and the Ducks by Diddy. Not close.
Puddles makes James Madison a puddle.
Exactly.
As I believe it was The Rock once said, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in you and walk it dry.
Walk it dry. Exactly right.
That's what Puddles is going to do. So I'm with you. It's the trenches that make the difference. Everybody's I was listening to a Pete Golding interview from like 2 years ago, and he was a coach at Delta State, and he said, listen, the difference in Division II or lower level and Division I is that the athletes are different. I mean, the athletes are the same. They just look different. Instead of being a 5'9" wide receiver with 4.4 speed, you're now a 6'3" wide receiver with 4.4 speed. It's just different. And,
and you look at the defensive lines, like you may have a couple kids that play for JMU that are 6 foot 280, but they're running a 5 flat, whereas these cats from Oregon are 6 foot 280, running like a 4.7. And that quickness and that first step is something that JMU has not seen all year. And then when they did see it in Louisville, who again, apples to apples comparison to Oregon is not close, they lost by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Oregon's got the best path to the finals, the most desired path, in my opinion. And it starts with James Madison, and I have the utmost respect for their coach. I think that they're just going to be ready. They're not going to take it lightly, and we'll go from
They're
there.
going to play hard. They will, but they won't be close. But
no, I'm talking about Oregon. Oregon's not going to take them.
Dan Landy's going to have them dudes ready. No. They're going to come out and make a statement. And as Josh Pate would say, it will be a splattering. That's for sure.
Splattering.
That's an absolute splattering. But in the other game, pitting a G5 and P4 school, Ole Miss on FanDuel is a 17.5-point home favorite over Tulane. The first time these two teams played, it was 45-10. Ole Miss, it wasn't close. Ole Miss blew them out, lapped them. Tulane has made some changes since then. They have a Corinth native. I've been seeing on Facebook today, Instagram getting posted. Chris Rogers is playing. My brother coached him at Corinth. He's now a linebacker for the Tulane Green Wave.
Had a pick six in the AAC championship game.
Yep. I finished here with like 45 tackles, 4 sacks, and a pick. That pick in the AAC championship game. Great season for him. Of the two G5 teams that have a chance to cover, I do like Tulane's odds better. Ole Miss is by far the more talented team. They've been a great team all year. They have flexed, and they have beaten teams they're supposed to beat handily. I teased it yesterday that I was going to pick Tulane to cover. I can just to be cheeky. I don't know that it's going to be close. I mean, Ole Miss could win this thing by 17 and call that covering. My problem with Ole Miss, and I hate, honestly, like I hate Ole Miss, but I hate it's just all the distractions around it, right? You've had the lane drama, you've had the coaching drama, you've had the assistant coaches drama. Then even this week, they're asking Trinidad Chambliss where he's going to play next year and very minimal about the playoffs and what that looks like. It just feels like a lot of distractions. I think Ole Miss wins, but you know what? Why not? Let's get bold. I think that Tulane covers. This game's close. Maybe Ole Miss wins 24-10 or 24-0, or not 24, 24, 15, 17. Like, I think this game is close. Maybe Ole Miss doesn't press the gas as much as they're getting ready, kind of peeking ahead for Georgia. You need Tulane to cover, but Ole Miss wins the game.
Yeah, there's probably not a better matchup that Pete Golding would want as your first game as a head coach than somebody you've played before. We've talked about how you don't want, a lot of people don't want repeat matchups in the playoffs. I'm one of them, but I'd rather have a path than not repeat an opponent of this caliber. But I think if you're looking at Pete Golding and you're looking at what all has gone on in the last 2 to 3 weeks, it is really nice to be able to look across there and be like, at least we've done our homework on this team. We're not starting from scratch. We're starting from a good spot. Teams don't change their stripes. They improve, and they find different ways to disguise what they're going to do. That's what you're going to see change a lot. Tulane got beat by 35 points in Oxford in week four. This team is not that same team. Jake Retzloff was playing quarterback for them. He did not even have a spring or summer. He came in the fall to Tulane. He has hit his stride. He's their leading rusher. Their number one running back now was their third string running back then, and it's not necessarily because of injury, just because they found one that works better. The team is better. I don't think that Ole Miss necessarily beats this team by 35 points. I do think Ole Miss has gotten better over the season too, so you just kind of have to weigh that. I don't really consider the drama, the off the field stuff. I've told you nonstop throughout the season, like I'm just not going to predict based on chaos factor and what could happen or what this off the field stuff. What you've seen on the field all year long is Ole Miss just goes out there and takes care of business, and they've been extremely, extremely professional. The question to Trinidad Chambliss was, you've got to ask it. You've got to ask it. That's where the portal opens up in like a week. Like, it sucks that his former coach is making comments, making it a sideshow. You have to ask the question. He didn't give a straight answer, and nobody is. Nobody is. I don't care. A long-winded way of saying I don't care. This is a game in Tulane in which I think the teams will be prepared. I don't think there's a scent of drama inside of that locker room right now. It is a game week, and there's no reason for me to think that Ole Miss should not cover this game. I would be surprised. I would put it to you this way. I think it's more likely that Tulane covers and Ole Miss wins than it is that Ole Miss beats them by 35 again. That's what I'll put it.
I think like I hear what you're saying. You don't predict on chaos. I hear that, but we have precedent here, and this Ole Miss team is different. It's mercenaries, it's guns for hire. I get that, but Lane Kiffin's had drama in the past that has impacted Ole Miss's performance. You know, a couple years ago when the Auburn job was open, and the season tanked. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be enough to cause them to lose this game. I think it can be enough to cause them to not cover. And this happens time and time again with teams when there's enough stuff around it that they don't go out and perform well. I'm not calling for an upset. I just think that could lead to Ole Miss not covering.
What you're failing to mention here is that the drama was Lane Kiffin, and he's not in that business.
But there are still shots on Twitter. There's still shots on Instagram. Knox Kiffin is commenting future Tiger, all these things. Like I'm just saying that it feels like there's still a little bit of lingering drama that could be a distraction.
And I'll put it this way: if you just make it, if you want to take the personal aspect of this, there are more people, a vast majority of players and coaches in that locker room who would want to beat everybody and play together more now that he's gone to prove him wrong. It was an absolute debacle in which everybody hated him by the end of it. Even the ones that follow him would admit to you face to face that it was just a poorly handled sideshow, a disservice to the players and the university, what he did.
That a fat NIL check can absolutely put salve over and get to Baton Rouge. Absolutely.
Of course. Kawan Lacey is going to be at LSU next year, but that doesn't mean that I don't think Kawan Lacey is not going to be amazing against Tulane.
Those two things can be the same. Same with Trinidad Chambliss. If he's able to get another year of eligibility, which may or may not happen, it's very likely that he's going to go to Baton Rouge and follow Lane Kiffin, even with the distractions.
I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of guys that are applying for it. Brennan Thompson is applying for it at Mississippi State. There's been a few other ones that are applying for it that could get it. I don't love people playing for 5, 6, 7 years in college. I don't even with you got the COVID year, you got the injury stuff. You still shouldn't be able to play college football for 7 years.
If every situation is different, the way that this is different than Pavia is that he was at JUCO, which is not an NCAA governed league. And so if you start letting people who play D2 get extra years of eligibility, do you then give him 3 years of eligibility because he was there for 3 years? Like it's a real slippery slope, and it's not as cut and dry as, well, you gave it to Diego Pavia.
Yeah, again, it's apples and oranges. Like I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that they are going to apply and see what happens. And if he gets it, I do think that Trinidad Chambliss goes to Baton Rouge.
Give the people what they want, Rusty.
Only because it's Haley. I do think Ole Miss. I'll say this.
He can't do it.
I think Ole Miss has a better chance to reach the semifinals than they do. I'm picking Tulane to cover, but I'll say Ole Miss has a better chance to reach the semis than Tulane does to cover.
Okay. So
that's nice.
Certified hater then. That is absolute shade. I think that Ole Miss would beat Georgia before Tulane would cover, but I'm taking Tulane to cover.
Yeah. It's like, what does Andy say on The Office? Andy Bernard says that dress makes you look beautiful. Too bad you're so fat, or whatever the backhanded comment he said. All right, fine. I'm trying here.
Move on.
Hang on.
We're
gonna move
on. They have the best colors in sports. It's impossible to screw up: red, white, and blue.
They are wearing their best possible uniform combination tomorrow.
Oh, you
with
think
the navy hat, navy jersey, gray pants. I do think that looks good.
I used to hate it. I think
it looks good.
For some reason. Maybe it's because it's postseason, and in 2022 when Ole Miss went on the College World Series run, they refused to wear anything other than Navy, and so it's just something is unlocked, and I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it so much.
That's as best I can get. I like the Navy hat, Navy shirt, gray pants. They'll look good tomorrow when they beat Tulane. And that'll be a great uniform matchup, too, with the green helmets from Tulane, but we spent way too much time on the G5 schools. All right, Miami travels to College Station, where FanDuel has him as a 3.5-point road underdog against the Aggies. Drew, we previewed this game on Wednesday, talked about the formidable pass rush for both teams. Both teams can defend, like protect their quarterback pretty well. Something's going to have to budge. Where do you land on Miami and A&M?
Yeah, I think I just want to take Miami. There's probably a touch of, just hatred of Texas A&M in that. But Miami is really hot. We talked about it on Wednesday. They've won all of their last 3 games, or 4 games, decisively, and the last 2 of which were on the road, including one of them being at Pitt, who was in the college football conversation at least, maybe just tangentially in the conversation, but in it, they could have made the ACC championship game. And Miami just boat raced them by 34, 38, something like that. Just a ridiculous. They are on all cylinders here. I think the most interesting thing, I don't want to rehash what we talked about Wednesday, but this is a game where you can look at the trenches and decide who's going to win. A top 10 a top 10 against a pass rush against a top 5 pass rush for Texas A&M is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. And I'm going to watch this at 11 a.m. tomorrow and just kind of hate that this game's at 11 a.m. I just keep coming back to that. The fact that ESPN just couldn't do the right thing and let this game go to TNT for a night game in Kyle Field is just debauchery.
It's greed on epic proportions, and that's what we get. I'd say I'm not going to rehash it again. So I'm sorry. Who did you pick?
I didn't say it. I will officially take Miami.
Miami. All right. I am going to take A&M officially. I said that on the show the other day. I think that this team, A&M, has the highest sack rate and most total sacks in the country. They're averaging almost 3.5 sacks per game, tied with Oklahoma, who we're going to talk about next. Miami's offensive line is good, but Mike Elko has had 2-3 weeks to prepare for this now, to have some exotic.
Is he getting the elite coach treatment now? Don't give Mike Elko more than 2 weeks to plan.
I'm just saying, like he knows defense, he knows ball. Those Duke teams are really good defensively. He's a really great schemer on the defensive side. I just don't know that Carson Beck can handle what's coming at him with the exotic pack, because we've seen it. If you get him rattled, he's going to throw the ball to your team an awful lot. I'm looking at the Louisville game. The last time that Miami traveled to College Station, did you see that this week? What happened?
No.
A&M had a military appreciation day, and they had over 20 horses on the Miami sideline peeing and pooping right before kickoff, and then Miami had to go stand on said sideline. So awesome. I love that, the pettiness that's there. This feels like what could be the best game of the weekend from just an excitement and engagement standpoint. It's a bummer that it's 11 a.m., but I'm taking the home team because it's at 11, because of the pass rush, and I think Marcel Reed a bit more than Carson Beck right now.
See, that's where I just if there was anybody other than Marcel Reed, I think I'd probably go. I feel like they're kind of cut out of the same cloth. You went through the touchdown and interception ratio for both of them, and it's identical. What is it, like 25 and 10 for both?
Both of them, and then Carson Beck has a handful more, like 80 more yards.
Right. I mean, it is just identical. The difference is that Marcel Reed spread his out a little, and Carson Beck did it all in 2 games. So if Carson Beck turns the ball over twice in the first half, it's curtains. And he's going to have 8 turnovers by the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, they're very identical teams. Until you start getting down. So the sacks, Chris Howell, the defensive end, I think his name Chris Howell, has 11.
Cassius Howell
has 11.5 sacks. Miami's leader has 7. KC Concepcion has 886 yards. Tony for Miami has 970. They're very similar teams. Yeah. I'm going to give the nod to the home team and the 11 a.m. kickoff.
I'm going to go with the hot team.
I like it. I like it. In the game tonight, you've got Alabama at Oklahoma tonight, 7:00, Norman Field, Oklahoma hosting a college football playoff game in what is probably going to be the most old school SEC game, minus a running game. These are 2 great defensive teams. They line up pretty equally, both top 10 against the run, both top 10 against, or top 20 against the pass, both top 20 total defenses. You've got Oklahoma, who I just said is tied with A&M with sacks this year. They also force turnovers at a high rate. It's hard to beat a team twice. Can Oklahoma beat Alabama 3 times in a row? They are literally a 1.5-point favorite on FanDuel. This is basically a pick 'em. If it was on a neutral field, it would be a pick 'em.
Yeah, on a neutral field, it'd probably be Alabama 1.5.
Maybe. I like Alabama here. I like Ty Simpson. They're getting Jam Miller back. They're getting their tight end Josh Cuevas back. He's been a huge part of it. I talked about this on the show yesterday with Drew. If Alabama can get where they can hurt Oklahoma is in the passing game. Oklahoma is like, I think I said top 20. I think they're like 31st against the pass, which is still really good, but they're not as good. They're elite against the run, top 10. They're elite at sacking the quarterback, but they have to be because those sacks are what make up for their lack of ability to slow it down. I think I said, Drew, I talked about this with Jared yesterday.
It's the best compliment Jared's ever been given.
Yeah. I want to lean Alabama because of the RPO game. If they're getting Jam Miller back, they're getting Josh Cuevas back. Cuevas has been huge in their offense from a passing perspective, just in those little pop passes and finding space. You can slow down that Oklahoma pass rush, keeping them honest with the run game. You can find some success down the field, and Ty Simpson can do it. I think the three turnover, 1 pick, 2 fumbles that he had earlier this year against Oklahoma was an anomaly. It's what Oklahoma does. But I'm going to take Alabama to win, to cover on the road, which essentially has me picking them to win. Give me the Tide beating the Sooners.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea about this game because if you told me who has the best chances of making a run in this playoff, I would say Alabama. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me to pick this game, I think it's Oklahoma. Like, I don't know. I feel like if Alabama can get past Oklahoma, that means they figured something out, I guess is the best way to do it. Both of them would be a pretty steep underdog, in my opinion, to Indiana.
Oh, we have those numbers.
We do? Okay.
Yes. So Alabama is a 6.5 point underdog. Oklahoma would be a 9.5 point underdog on FanDuel.
Okay. So I stand by. I feel like I was right on that. The thing that is so frustrating about trying to pick this game or prognosticate about this game is that I don't know what Alabama's going to be. They are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it seems to always revolve around whether or not Jam Miller is playing or not. And it seems he's healthy. He's going to play. He's not on the injury report. But at the same time, he's gone in and out of every game he's played in, it seems like to me. Like, he's just kind of off injured. How good is he? And Oklahoma is just not the team that you can mess around with. I feel like Oklahoma, that defense, is a defense that will make you do what you want to do the second most. Like, whatever you want to do most, they're going to take it away from you. And if they dial up and say, Ty Simpson, you're going to beat us in the air, then you're going to have to beat them in the air because they will take away the run. Or they could do the exact opposite and say, you're going to throw the ball and we're just going to come after the passer or drop 8 or whatever. They can be multiple on defense. And conversely, I trust Oklahoma's offense less than I trust Alabama's defense. So it's a real matchup of like, I don't really know what's going to happen. Talking about uniforms, this is going to be the only classic uniform game you're going to get this weekend if you're a purist and like that kind of stuff. I guess I'll take Oklahoma as the home favorite. Here's my boldest prediction, I guess. Oklahoma wins. Kalen DeBoer goes to Michigan.
Ooh.
I don't care about that statement. we just lived in a life in a reality in which Lane Kiffin refused to give a statement, and it greatly harmed their public perception and the team dynamic. He had to make the statement. He has a Tommy Tuberville situation if he goes and gets beat by Oklahoma.
I think that's if they lose to Oklahoma, I could very easily see that happening. If they beat Oklahoma, I think it's Kenny Dillingham's job because his statement had less.
Kenny Dillingham just take it already.
I think because Michigan's waiting on the result of this game.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think you're right. And I think that Kenny Dillingham as much said, like, in his statement, like, I'm happy where I'm at, but it felt like there was a major but coming. DeBoer's did feel a bit more, I won't say if it's like it wasn't full pine box, but it is more Nick Saban-esque of I'm coaching the Miami Dolphins than it is definitive. I'm not going anywhere. Kurt Signetti style by inking an extension for sure.
Right.
That's good.
That's where I'm at. That's my boldest prediction.
But it's going to be some great football this weekend in 2 of the games. And you never know. I mean, weird things happen, right? This game, we could have JMU within a touchdown at halftime if Oregon sputters offensively. Ole Miss and Tulane could be 7-6, 10-7 at halftime. If this thing goes kind of squirrely, I don't look for either one of them to upset to get the upset, but like weird things happen in college football.
It wouldn't surprise me if Ole Miss and Tulane is a one-possession game in the third quarter. I just think that Ole Miss extends it late. You've seen that time and time again this year for Ole Miss. Which
is why I think I'm taking Tulane to cover. Is this game like they could be playing with their food and then score touchdown late, win 17-7, and that's the game. Win 21-7, and that's the game.
This is not only scoring 17 points in this game.
No, I don't think so either.
Get that out of your mind right now.
This one, like that one,
somebody would have to die for Ole Miss to score 17 points against Tulane, and it would be me. It would be me. I would just go walk in traffic.
I mean, all I'm saying is. Yeah, I mean, the offense could sputter a bit without Kiffin, but there's no way. That one's more likely to be 41-40 than it is to be 17-7.
Yeah, if it's going to be close, it's going to be high scoring.
Yeah, I agree with that. But y'all tune in and watch. The Grizzlies play tomorrow night at 7:30, which might be a bit more entertaining. I hope not. I hope it's just as much of a blowout as is the Oregon JMU game as the Wizards come to the FedEx Forum. I'll be in the building watching an ugly uniform combination. Y'all watch it on TV with the college football games on. But that's going to do it for me and jolly old Uncle Buck here for our Friday edition of the 2 Buck Sports Show. We'll be back Monday, 11 a.m. Central on YouTube channel. Again, all of our 3 live shows, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel are only going to be live Monday through Wednesday, not Thursday, Friday next week. So y'all come hang with us while you can. I'm sure there'll be more jolly Christmas tomfoolery festivities as we head up to it, if I know me and Uncle Buck at all. Thanks for hanging out with us in the comments this weekend today. We appreciate y'all. Y'all go be a friend of somebody over the weekend who needs it. And Drew, tell them why there are no refunds.
That's right, because with the $2, you always get what you pay for. Have a happy, safe, jolly weekend. We'll see you back on Monday.
Thank you for listening to the 2 Buck Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.